Hi, I'm Anurag Namburi, and this is my oral presentation for SELA 102. My prompt was to speak passionately about a piece of art that I felt was significant. I didn't know what I wanted to speak about, so I thought to myself, what pieces of art have changed me? Well, to be honest, no entertainment has ever impacted me as much as Neon Genesis Evangelion. It's a beautiful anime from 1995 which has consistently confused its watchers for 25 years. And I won't lie, the plot's kind of all over the place, but the plot wasn't the part of Evangelion that impacted me. It's a truly personal work that can't be discussed without referencing its creator Hideaki Anno. 3 months before the airing of the first episode, Anno said this about the production. I tried to include everything of myself on Neon Genesis Evangelion. Myself, a broken man who could do nothing for 4 years. A man who ran away for 4 years. One who was simply not dead. Then one thought, you can't run away, came to me, and I restarted this production. It's a production where my only thought was to burn my feelings into film. This spirit of you can't run away is the core of Evangelion. You experience it over and over again as the main character Shinji tries to quit and run away from the things that threaten him. You experience it through the Human Instrumentality Project, where each character is forced to face their insecurities. Anno tells us, you can survive by repressing pain and trauma, but they'll always be with you. You won't ever be alive until you face that pain. And that's what makes Shinji one of the few characters that feels real in modern entertainment. I'm tired of characters that are one way, then experience a life-changing event and suddenly become new people. That's not real. That's not real life. People don't always change the first time. Sometimes they never change at all. Our flaws are built into us, and they aren't easily washed away. Although Shinji would have rather avoided his problems, through the Human Instrumentality Project, he's forced to be better. He has no option but to face insecurities as all humankind becomes one collective consciousness. He's berated by others on his insecurities and forced to track down his own traumas. But he gains a new perspective on life, one to use to justify why pain is necessary. And when given the fate of mankind at the end of Evangelion, he chooses to allow suffering to exist as long as we retain our individuality. The final 2 episodes of the show, and a lot of End of Evangelion, are confusing. There's no other way to put it. I've never seen a show subvert all expectations of the viewer and completely forego plot instead to delve into the mind of a character. But that's why so many people love Evangelion. Anno portrays real people. The characters have realistic, complex problems that don't magically fix themselves. Shinji sees through his problems and receives the most tension of any character, but at the end of Evangelion, he's still choking Asuka. To me, it's not a story of 3 kids who get to giant mechas and fight aliens. Instead, I think about it as a platform for Anno to help others with the same problems that he went through and think critically about themselves. Anno portrays a lack of self-worth in the 2 Eva pilots, Asuka and Shinji. Asuka is very similar to Shinji, although she'd never admit it. Both people who are ultimately afraid of pain. Shinji turns himself away from people because he's scared of them hurting him, and Asuka uses others validating her accomplishments to fuel her self-worth. Both are covering up for a giant insecurity, that lack of self-worth. These behaviors are completely natural responses to pain. It isn't healthy, but it's a survival tactic meant to keep a person sane. If you see yourself acting in the same way they do, Anno tells us you're not alone. He tells us about the very meaning of identity through Shinji's experience with Nerve. He enters with no self-worth to speak of and starts to gain a worth that's only validated in his job in defeating angels. But when the angels stop becoming evil, he doesn't have a real justification to kill them. It wrecks his mental state when his previous validation from others conflicts with personal identity. He knows it's wrong to kill people, but if his only worth is built on killing angels, should he kill Kaworu? It's not sustainable, and we get to see the downfall of Shinji's mental state after the death of Kaworu. For those who struggle with their self-worth, Evangelion is a hugely impactful piece of art. It tells you you're not different for hating yourself, so many of us do. Essentially all of the characters of the show do. It'd be great if we were raised perfectly and had perfect interactions with others, but that's never the case. We all have baggage, and you shouldn't feel bad about it. And even if you do recognize your flaws, you're not weak for not changing the first time. It takes effort to better yourself, and that's not something that always comes immediately. And through Shinji, Anno brings up the fear of others that we all live with. Every person deals with this to some level. It's why you wear certain clothes and people on Twitter say all men are trash and bitches ain't shit. We're all just dealing with past trauma. But in the same vein, we can't let that fear of others cloud our reality and affect our self-worth. Because in reality, you won't ever get to experience that Human Instrumentality Project. The change needs to come from yourself. Anno tells us the way out comes from choosing to not run away. And if nothing else, it lets you see the path to bettering yourself. I can't tell you if improving your life is just as easy recognizing the path out, but it's a start. We could all use a start in improving our lives.